All right, so today's decode is on Odell Beckham Jr. and his famous one-handed catch. I thought about this, um, I think like a month ago or whatever, and I'm putting this in my book, and I pretty much just copy and pasted it, um, from my book to make a post on it. But um, I think it's kind of important to show how even little or big moments for players, what they're known for, are scripted as well. And this is a prime example of that. Um, so if you guys don't know the Odell Beckham Jr.'s famous one-handed catch, um, he was on the Giants, the New York Giants, and he made like a three-finger catch uh, in the end zone, and he was being uh, with his arm like extended way back, and he was being I think his other arm was being held. But this was against the Cowboys, and I'm going to show you why it was against the Cowboys with Des Bryant, and Des Bryant is like Odell is, but to the Cowboys, right? So I'm going to show you how all this syncs up now. So just a little backstory, personal backstory. I remember, when I was young, playing with some kids in my neighborhood, and we would, in backyard football, trying to get one-handed catches because Odell made it cool to do. Um, and now that I'm older and I know gematria, um, and I just see, the obvious narratives, and that I don't get caught up in the hype, and I just see it's another scripted event and to the T. So to start off with Odell's name, his full name, Odell Beckham Jr., it equals 56. And his birthday leaves 56 days in the year. He made his famous catch with three fingers, and the word three equals 56. His last name, Beckham, equals 38, like Giants, the team he played for at the time, and one-handed. This is called one-handed catch. They both equal 38 as well. Also, the day he made this catch was the day that leaves 38 days left in the year. This was, uh, what was it? I think it was November 23rd or 24th. Hold on. Let me, 23rd. Okay. So yeah, and his famous catch, right? That's what it was called. Famous catch equals 38. And he's been compared to Randy Moss, who also was known for making a great one-handed catch. Um, and Randy Moss equals 38. His name equals 38. Um, but you see how like things like this will happen, pay tribute to other scripted events, and it's just and honestly, or I don't know if Randy Moss's catch was scripted, but I mean, most likely, right? I mean, I could decode it more and see, but that's typically how it happens. But even if not, I mean, it's still paying tribute to him um in a scripted way. Um, but to continue, Odell's birthday comes exactly a span of 38 weeks after Randy's birthday. So, I mean, that's concrete. There's no getting out of that one. I mean, just no getting out of that one. Also, another interesting connection, Randy Moss equals 115, and Odell's birthday is written 11/5, like 115. So, also something I didn't put in how I said at the beginning that Des Bryant is to the Cowboys, or was to the Cowboys as Odell was to the Giants. Um, let's see. Yeah, Des Bryant, his name also equals 115 in English ordinal, along with Randy Moss in reverse ordinal, and then how I made the connection to Odell's uh, birthday being 11/5. So you just see. So I didn't say that or include that in here. I'll go back and edit that in or put that in. But yeah, I mean, you just see how, the Cowboys were set, you know, were that was the narrative for Odell to make this catch, this scripted catch against the Cowboys with Des Bryant. So I mean, it's just all too clear that this stuff is predetermined. So, anyways, and oh yeah, so in this game that he made the one-handed catch, he finished the game with 146 receiving yards, connecting to his last name, Beckham, as it equals 146. And like I said, the date he made this catch was November 23rd in 2014, and that date written as you see equals 128. This matters because he got his jersey in the Pro Football Hall of Fame for this catch on December 8th, a date written 12/8. I mean, it's just like, come on. uh, this is how they do it, though. And a great wide receiver that played. Oh, yeah, so this is about Des Bryant. Des Bryant, his name equals 128. And as I said, Odell being compared to Randy Moss. Randy Moss's name equals 128. And Odell and Randy, both famous for making catches with one hand. One hand equals 128. I mean, come on, like, yeah, I just wanted to make this decode because it's really important to show how even little, but yet big moments for these players, you know, uh, it just scripted. I mean, it's wild. They script so much, and this I just kind of trying to show the depth of these scripted narratives. Anyways, um, Odell, his first name equals 87, and the team he won against that night, the Cowboys. Cowboys equals 87. And scripted sports equals 87. Not to mention scripted sports also equals 201 in most simple cipher, connecting to the Jesuits because the Jesuits run the show. You know, um, they run the NBA, they run the NFL, um, MLB. I'm not too sure about any other leagues, but I mean, if they own those big three, I mean, let's be honest, probably own the rest. Um, anyways, also tying back to Randy Moss, the Randy Moss comparisons. Remember, so I wanna present this too to show how society is engineered with these scripted events, right? And there was a saying named after Randy Moss called "Get Mossed." It was "Get Mossed." Whenever you'd make a one-handed catch over somebody, um, just like back in the day. I don't know if anybody else said this. I mean, I'm sure this is normally how it goes, but at least my group of friends, as we were just young and dumb, didn't see through it at the time, obviously. Um, there was a phrase for Odell that was, you got Odelled. So I don't know if anybody else said that, but you just see how, like, how it how it repeats. It's a different person, but the same thing repeats, this social engineering with this phrase or these two phrases. And, you know, at least one of them we know is scripted, Odell's and probably Randy's too. But I have not proved such, so I will digress. Anyways, um, and yeah, and so whenever someone got this catch, get mossed, and the word mossed equals 87. I mean, come on. Mossed 87, Scripted Sports 87, Odell 87, Cowboys, the team who he made the one-handed catch against 87. It's like, come on, man. And in addition, the wide receiver position is commonly abbreviated WR, and this abbreviation equals 13. And in two of the base ciphers, it actually does equals 13, and also 41. And Odell wore the number 31. Not 31, excuse me, 13, 13. And 41 is the 13th prime number. So you see why they have a lot of receivers that wear 13 that you may have noticed already. But also, I mean, just scripting with the language. You gotta let all this sink in as the word receive equals 41. And again, this catch was against Dallas, a city summing to 13 and 41 in the base ciphers. Come on. Come on, man. I mean, 41 again, 13th prime. Crazy, man. So, I mean, this is undeniable. You gotta let this all sink in, how the language um syncs up with all this, the scripting with the position, and it's just it's wild, it's deep. And on top of all that, uh Beckham football, one-handed Hall of Fame, Dallas Cowboys, Des Bryant, and Des Bryant, um, they all equal 43 in the base ciphers. And 43 is the 14th prime number, and the the wide receiver position, abbreviated again, WR equals 14 as well. So you see again how all this connects to the position that Odell, Randy, and Des Bryant all played. So, um, to show the gematria, um, and as you see with the 43s down here, I mean, four of those connections are in the most pure cipher. I mean, just undeniable there. Because it really does, that cipher makes the most concrete connections. Um, so yeah, that was it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. Peace.